Start. Uh, Okay. So welcome everybody, and thank you for joining today's session. So before we dive in, let me briefly introduce myself. I'm Rob, and I'm the VP of Business Development at Hoteza. I've spent like 25 years helping hotels make smart use of technology to improve guest experience and to drive profitability. At Hoteza, I help turning digital ideas into real solutions that work in hotels and hotel rooms and deliver real results. Today, I want to share with you how our next generation in-room tablets can completely transform your guest journey and create measurable business value from day one. Before we dive into the content, just a quick show of hands. Maybe you can click and raise the hands. I would like to know who is in the room and if any of you are already using some kind of digital in-room solution like a guest app, a QR code, menus, IPTV, or maybe even already a tablet. So that would be great if you could maybe put something in the chat or raise a hand to see if there's already users of in-room digital solutions here in the room. That would be great. Um, I'm going to stop doing the video because we're now going into the heavy slide part of the presentation. Okay, let's talk about the bigger picture. The shift towards digital in hospitality isn't just a nice to have. It used to be a nice to have, it used to be fancy. But it's really becoming an expectation, a fundamental expectation. Um, as you can see, 84% of guests now prefer digital in-room solutions. That's the questionnaire we made, and it was really um, insightful that so many guests really want digital solutions. And for several reasons. But first, of all, let me address the environmental impact. If you look at traditional in-room materials, every printed brochure, mini bar menu, room directory, they all add up. Reprinting due to changes in hotel services, branding updates, or even small typos generate unnecessary waste. By going paperless, hotels can significantly reduce their environmental footprint. We're talking about saving thousands of sheets of paper annually per property, not to mention the associated CO2 emissions from printing and logistics. And there is quite a lot of ESG pressure nowadays. Environmental, social, and governance criteria. More and more hotel groups are reporting on ESG metrics, and travelers are paying attention. Offering paperless, sustainable guest solutions helps hotels meet their ESG targets and appeal to eco-conscious travelers, especially millennials and Gen Z, who actively choose brands that align with their values. And also think about the expectations the guests bring with them. Every day they're using mobile-first, user-friendly platforms like Uber, Netflix, Airbnb. These platforms are seamless, personalized, and always accessible. That is now the new standard. That's the new baseline. When guests check into a hotel, they expect the same ease of use, not paper directories or waiting on hold with reception. If we don't meet these expectations, we risk appearing outdated and disconnected. Now, to clarify, when we say mobile-first expectations, we don't necessarily promote a mobile app. We can, and we have. We're talking about the type of experience guests expect: fast, intuitive, and accessible on a touchscreen. The Hoteza tablet is built to match those expectations, offering the same mobile-style ease without requiring the guest to download anything or log in, which is one of the main advantages of having a tablet in the room, that you don't have to download and that it's very accessible. It's right there in the room. It's always visible. It's always ready, and that's what drives usage and results. The hotel tablet delivers results far beyond what many hotels expect from in-room technology. In fact, it often leads to twice the upselling results. That's truly remarkable, isn't it? I mean, if we compare it to IPTV or app, we very often see that the results of upselling are twice as high through a tablet or through a tablet than any other digital touch point like QR codes or the apps. It provides guests with easy instant access to everything they need, from ordering food to booking a spa, exploring hotel service, or simply browsing useful information. It's very intuitive and it's always visible in the room. That's really important. It's always visible in the room. You don't have it in your pocket. You don't have it switched off. It's always there. Um, And that's a huge advantage for promotions and marketing. The tablet allows you to push personalized offers based on guest profile, timing, or location. This is also very important, the fact that you can really personalize it. And it results in much higher conversion rates than static signage or app notifications. And of course, as I said, it contributes to the green strategy. By going digital, you eliminate paper waste and give guests the option to skip services like daily cleaning, which for sustainability, I think is a move that is great, but it also reduces operational costs. So in short, the tablet boosts guest satisfaction, drives more revenue, and supports your sustainability goals, all from one unified platform designed specially for hotels, which is the Hoteza platform. So let me introduce you to the heart of today's presentation, which is the Hoteza tablet. You see it here to the right. It's a fantastic little machine. It's not a consumer tablet, guys. It's a purpose-built tablet. It's a purpose-built device developed specially for the hospitality environment. What that means is that it's built to be always on. You don't have any burning of the screen. It's centrally managed and it's easy to clean and to maintain. It's robust, so it doesn't break down very easily, and the battery is optimized for room use. In fact, you see it's on a docking station. It's got magnet charging, so you don't break any cables. Um, and it's always visible because it's on a docking station. But of course, the real power comes from the combination of hardware and software. The tablet runs on our HotPad platform, which integrates all guest services into one seamless touch interface, whether it's an app, IPTV, or the in-room tablet. And this allows guests to access information, communicate with staff, order food, book services, and control room functions. I mean, yeah, even control room functions like light and temperature. We'll dig into that a little bit later. So the Hoteza tablet isn't just about convenience, it's about transforming the guest journey. It replaces multiple items in the room, the in-room phone, printed brochures, menus, even the TV remote and the alarm clock. And because it's digital, it can be updated in real time, personalized and used as a revenue driving channel. And the best part for me, it's not a standalone product. It's part of a unified platform that includes IPTV, mobile check-in, digital signage, and more. All integrated and managed from one backend. That means better data, smoother operations, less work, and a truly connected guest experience. So a little closer look into what the tablet can replace. Um, Hotel brochures and directories. They cost a lot of time and money to print, especially if your services or branding change frequently. With tablets, content is always up to date with zero printing cost. Room service and minibar menus. They go digital too. Guests don't need to find the menu, pick up the phone, and wait. Instead, they scroll and tap. This convenience leads to higher order frequency, bigger upsell, and better guest satisfaction. TV remote and alarm clock, gone. Guests use the tablet interface to change channels, adjust volume, or check the time. Less hardware, fewer things to sanitize or maintain. Becomes more minimalist. And then the phone. The phone is a big discussion in the hospitality world. It used to be a money maker, now it's a big cost. And it's often one of the most expensive pieces of hardware in the room, but also one of the least used. The tablet takes over this function and adds chat, service requests, and more. So when you consolidate all these into one sleek interface, you're not just saving money, you're simplifying operations and enhancing the room's aesthetics. So let's talk about the four categories of measurable impact that come with deploying the tablet. First, and of course the most important for every hotel, is the guest experience. The tablet allows guests to do everything with a few taps, from booking a spa to requesting an extra pillow. Promotions are displayed clearly, encouraging interaction and upselling without being too pushy. Push a little bit, but not too much. And second, efficiency, so operational efficiency. So by digitalizing guest requests and information, the front desk team can spend less time answering phones and more time providing quality service. This really reduces the pressure and improves the team performance. When a team is under pressure, they're not as hospitable, for example, as they are if they don't feel that pressure. And third, and more important, is sustainability, not only for the hotel, but guests really appreciate that. And by removing printed materials and unnecessary cleaning, hotels reduce waste and energy use. And this impact is real, guys. I mean, up to 60% waste reduction annually, if I look at paper and all these kind of things. And fourth, if you look at aesthetics, minimalism, I mean, rooms, they look a lot cleaner, less cluttered, and more modern. And I think this adds to a sense of luxury and professionalism and creates a calm, tech-enabled atmosphere. So each of these areas deliver real results. And for me, together, they create a more intelligent, profitable, and guest-centric operation. And you know what I love most, personally, as someone who is passionate about hospitality? By freeing your team from routine tasks, you give them the space to do what really matters, and that's welcoming guests properly, connect, and give true service. So let's move into one of the most important benefits, which is the upselling part, of course. Hotels are not institutions; they are companies that want and need to make money. Um, the Hoteza Tablet is in fact your salesperson, is a dynamic sales channel in the room, and guests don't need to call or ask. And very often we've all been there, you know, you're reluctant to pick up the phone. Will they understand me? Will I get it wrong? And with the tablet, personalized promotions are right in front of the guests, and they're tailored to the moment. Room upgrades, late checkouts, spa offers, food and beverage promotions. They're, as I call it, one tap away. Why does it work so well? Visibility and convenience. Tablets sit where guests relax, on the nightstand or the desk. It's always there. That persistent presence increases click-through and conversion. We've seen it, we've tested it, and we've proven it. We see conversion rates of up to 9%. We have good data on this, and we have conversion rates up to 9%, which is really high. And depending on the hotel category and occupancy, that translates to average an additional €3 to €7 per room per night on upsell if you're a full service hotel. And some even more. The other day, I was seeing the statistics of a very luxury hotel customer we have. They have 168 rooms, and they were generating 462,000 euros per year on the tablet. And if I make a quick calculation, that's over 13 euro per room per day. So instead of passive paper menus or hoping the guests asks, the tablet brings the offer to them in the right context and at the right time without interrupting their stay and generating a lot more revenue. So as we talked about this before about the sustainability, and guests nowadays are not just open to sustainability options, they accept them. They expect them, sorry. The Hoteza tablet gives them a simple way to opt out of daily room cleaning with one click. And this reduces laundry, water, electricity, and staff time. Because a lot of hotels, when I talk to them and I ask them, what is your cleaning cost? They look at at the staff time, but there's so much more. If you calculate that in in most countries, there are countries where it's a lot more, but it's around 8 to 12 euros that a hotel saves per skip room cleaning. And if you multiply that across a few hundred rooms, if you have a hotel of a few hundred rooms, it adds up very fast. And our experience is that roughly 25% of guests in most markets, they opt into this feature if it's clearly presented. So we on our tablet we can say, do you want to skip the room cleaning? And roughly 25% of the guests will do that one or more days in their stay. Not every day, but for example, if a guest stays like 5 days, maybe 1 or 2 days, they want to skip the room cleaning. And I was just checking a simple average four-star business hotel customer we have, and they have like 135 rooms. And they were saving like 29,000, almost 30,000 euros on room cleaning costs per year just by skipping it. And beyond cost, of course, to support your green credentials and ESG goals is extremely important. You're not just saying you're sustainable, you're giving the guests the tool to participate in it. And the modern guests, they like that, they love that. So the tablet also becomes a digital concierge. Guests can message the staff, request items, and book services without calling or waiting. This reduces call volume and reception by up to 50%. We checked that with some of our hotels, and a lot of hotels they save like 50% in calls or whatever to reception. And of course, this allows the teams to have more meaningful interactions, more service. There's faster response times, and the satisfaction scores go through the roof. They go really high. And all this is managed through the HotPad system, and it's very easy to use for both guests and staff. This automation really takes the pressure off your team, and it creates a lot smoother service delivery. The tablet doesn't just sell upgrades. It fills your outlets, restaurants, spas, tours, events, anything you can be promoted and booked through the interface. It's always there, it's always visible. And it doesn't require guests to ask or to remember. That visibility alone drives action. I was looking at one resort we worked with, and we increased their spa bookings by 28%, thanks to the in-room visibility. You know, a lot of hotels they complain my restaurant is half empty, my spa is half empty, and just by creating this in-room visibility, we increase in many hotels like 20-30% the use of things like restaurants and spa. So up to 35% of restaurant and spa bookings can come via the tablet. And that's internal revenue, that's extra revenue. And you don't need an added marketing budget for there. It's automated. Now, this is a very important one, of course, because our HotPad does a lot of beautiful things, and then the question is always how much is it going to cost me? And the answer here is well, that depends, and maybe it doesn't cost you anything. So we offer three models, and they're each tailored to your hotel's needs and budget. One is own and operate. This is our classic SaaS model, I would say. You purchase the hardware and license the software. This is a license per room per month, and it gives you the full ownership and control. I would say it's often ideal for a hotel with capex availability. And then there is FlexPay, which is a partial revenue sharing model. The hotel buys and owns the hardware, so they buy the tablet, but pays nothing upfront for licenses. Instead, we share in upselling revenue to the tablet generates. It's a low risk performance based model. You only buy the tablets, and if you make money with the upsell, we make money too as Hoteza. And then there is the most advanced one for hotels who are interested but don't have any capex at the moment, which is the zero risk. So Hoteza here covers all the costs, the hardware, the software, the support. The hotel pays nothing upfront, and we split the upsell revenue. So I would say it's ideal for hotels who want to start right away, are concerned about the capex budget, and want to start really upselling. Of course, all these models include the same support, the same rollout support, the same onboarding, and the best customer success team support with guidance to create the maximum result. So here's a little example, um, and you see that the results are very similar. In fact, um, this is a 160 room hotel, which I used as an example with an occupancy rate of 67%. And the calculation is based on a contract of 36 months, so 3 years. And here you can see that, of course, there is capex in own and operate, there is in FlexPay, there is zero and zero risk. And then, of course, you've got the monthly fees in own and operate and FlexPay, and you've got your ROI. And then you see that the ROI is slightly higher in own and operate if you buy the tablets and you pay the license. It is slightly less in FlexPay, and it is even a bit less in zero risk. But of course, in zero risk, there is zero risk, and there is no payback time. Um, so basically, all three models are extremely interesting, and it depends on you as a hotel which one is the most interesting. If you're interested, just reach out to you, and we'll go through your hotel, and we'll use your data to see which one is the best for you. And then just to remind you that Hoteza is not a tablet-only company. We are a full platform with a cool full guest journey with many touch points. We have our IPTV, we have the HotPad, we have the guest app, we have an e-sign to easily check in, which is fantastic. We have hot sign, and we have high-speed internet. So we have the complete digital guest journey. And the good thing about this, it's all under one platform. And that, I think, makes Hoteza unique, and should be the reason for many hoteliers to work with Hoteza, or when they work with Hoteza to expand the use of the Hoteza platform. So, if this has all has been very interesting to you, let's get started. Uh, we see we've seen how tablets improve experience, that they drive revenue, that they reduce cost, and support sustainability. And it's a plug and play solution. In fact, it's not rocket science. So the next step could be simple. Let's explore what this could look like in your property. So if you're interested, our marketing team will reach out to you. We'll send you an email. We'll send you a link to the recording. But of course, if you want to have a demo, if you want to work together on a business case or just a conversation about the in-room tablet, we're here to support you. Um, Thank you very much for listening to the webinar. We are open for questions. I think, Sanya, you already received some questions. If I can look here in the chat.
Yes, it just I think it's because of the Zoom's new UI. They arrived two private ones, but let me just copy paste a few things, or I can just read them and we can have this conversation about it. The question that came is the options about customizations and availability for branding and the tablet itself. So
Okay. So of course the entire tablet experience can be white labeled, so we can adapt the logo, we can the fonts and the colors, and even create a different layout that is coherent with your brand or your brand book. Regarding the tablet itself normally is not personalized. What could be easy would be the docking station, to personalize the docking station, which is the most visible one in the front. Of course, everything can be personalized, but that's, of course, there's always a cost involved. But I would say hardware-wise, it's probably only the docking station.
okay, we have one that I copy pasted into the chat from private one. This question is about fine-tuning the marketing efforts.
Mm-hmm.
So like switching between a more aggressive approach and on some promotions and using less aggressive approach on other kinds of promotions.
Yeah, that's a great question, and something our hotel partners often explore. So, the tablet gives you full control over how many times and what to promote and when to promote. You can choose to display certain offers only during specific hours or specific days, or target different types of guests, and then push promotions based on the room type or even the weather. I mean, everything is possible. And with our HotPad backend, everything can be adjusted in real time, so you don't need our team to do that.
We have a question regarding flex pay and zero
Hmm.
risk models. In both those, which I'm assuming the curiosity comes because they are both new. So in FlexPay and zero risk models,
Hmm.
is there an average upselling revenue split that we can talk about?
Well, the exact split depends on the property,
Yeah.
but typically we operate on a performance-based model where the hotel retains most of the total revenue. So Hoteza only takes a share once the upsell really takes place, and which makes it easier for hotels to get started. So no upfront cost. It's a win-win. But to really dig into that, we would have to sit down together and look at the numbers of the hotel, which I would be very excited to do.
Then I think the next maybe logical question is once hotels get started with a model, for example, with zero risk,
Hmm.
and then they want to transfer to another model after their teams have, co-lived with the system and
Yeah,
they
yeah,
have seen proof
yeah.
of the value. Is there an option to switch from? For example,
Yes,
zero
of
risk.
course, and I think that will happen quite a lot because I think that hotels will see very often with zero risk that it's so successful that it's probably more profitable for them to go back to own and operate. And transitioning is seamless. You don't have to do anything to the system. You retain all the settings, the content, the gas data structure. I mean, basically, it's like leasing a car, isn't it? And then you decide to buy it. It's very simple, and it's absolutely possible. So the only thing that the hotel would need to do would be to buy the tablets and start paying a monthly license, and that's it.
Then I think maybe also it's worth mentioning just to give a small shout out to our customer success team when it comes to onboarding and when it
Hmm.
comes to these two new models, because I feel like most of the people who are already familiar with some Hoteza products know how it usually works with our usual SaaS model with onboarding. And I
Hmm.
wanted to maybe add that when it comes to training and onboarding, we are happy to provide with materials to set up systems for both zero risk and other models as well. So hotels don't have to wonder how to get started with everything. So from the very beginning, we are giving an opportunity to, step into this with full efforts and just to make sure that whatever is done after the Hoteza tablet has been implemented is going to bring the best possible results for that specific case. I think that's also worth mentioning.
I think you're
Um,
spot on, and I think our customer
yeah.
success team is very good at that, and they have a full onboarding playbook to achieve that.
One other thing that might be worth mentioning here and could be part of the conversation is Hoteza Tablet does integrate with PMS, POS, and housekeeping systems within the
Hmm.
hotel itself. So
Yeah, yeah.
we are offering a product that's going to kind of step into a position of guest experience solution in your guest journey and working with other solutions that you already have installed. So it's going to bring the process to an elevated level without bringing disruption to the operations of the whole thing.
Absolutely, it has to be seamless, and I always say the best technology is the invisible technology. So when this all goes seamless, then it becomes less visible. And yes, as you said, Hoteza has integrations with many PMSs, POSs, and housekeeping systems. And this means we can pull guest data for personalization, sync room status for faster service, and push orders directly to the kitchen, for example. Why do we do this? To avoid double bookings, double entries, less errors, and smoother operation. And also to raise guest data, which for GDPR is extremely important, you know. So when we're connected to the PMS, all guest data are removed when the guest checks out, and this is extremely important. And apart from the systems you mentioned, we can integrate to many more systems. For example, the room management system. You know, when you have a room management system with lighting control and temperature control and welcome scenes and wake up scenes, we can integrate our tablet to it. So from your bed or from your chair, you can just switch on the lights, switch up the lights, change the temperature, put your wake up scene in it. Everything you really can imagine.
Okay, we have a couple of more questions in the chat here, and one is interesting. How long does the implementation process usually take?
It's a question of a few weeks. I would say it's 4 to 6 weeks maximum.
Okay, I'm just going to go and with you back and forth with the questions that are here in the chat. We have a question about HotPad being a part of digital ecosystem by Hoteza, and can it be used together with other Hoteza products and solutions?
Yes, perfectly. That is the strong point of Hoteza. So thank you for that question. I mean, there are many specialists in tablets or in apps or in IPTV. We are also specialists in these things, but we combine them and we have them all under one platform, which is great because you don't have to double or triple your marketing effort and your content.
Okay, we have one question that I think drives the operational point really like straightforward. Does Hoteza Tablet or HotPad in this case, because it's a combination, offer any offline functionality in case of an unstable Wi-Fi in certain parts of the hotel?
Okay, let me jump in here. So first of all, we support two approaches. So it can be a cloud solution when the server is in our Hotez cloud, or it can a local on-premise server can be used for hotpot solution. But in any case, Wi-Fi in the room is critical. So generally saying, yes, we can support if the application was uploaded. So you can just navigate through static info pages to see some text, images, but all the other functionality like check-in, check-out, ordering will, yes, will be not accessible. So in any case, good Wi-Fi in rooms is a critical part for hotpot operation, but not a blocker. So if it like disabled for several minutes, it's not an issue at all.
I think nowadays, if the network is down, there are more serious problems in the hotel.
I
Yeah,
would agree, but it's good to know that
but it's
guests
good to
are
know.
not left without
Yeah,
anything when it
yeah.
comes to that. So that's always a plus. And ladies and gentlemen, that was a cameo appearance from Alexei Golovin, who is the product manager for Hoteza Tablet. So if anyone knows all the cool answers, it's definitely he's definitely the right person. I'm going to ask one more thing that came directly to private chat about the security measures when it comes to guest data privacy and GDPR compliance. I think it's a very common question that we encounter when it comes to conversations with all of the hotels set, especially in Europe and European
Hmm.
Union.
Hmm.
So the sub question is the guest's personal data wiped between the stays automatically, or does it require any manual process?
No, it doesn't. As long as you're connected to the PMS, that's not needed. We take data privacy extremely serious, and um, all personal data to start with is encrypted. So I think that that's very important. And its usage is anonymized. And yes, the tablet automatically wipes between stays. So no manual cleanup needed. Our platform is fully GDPR compliant and hosted in secure data centers.
I was going to add that rule applies to all of Hoteza products, not
Yeah.
just the tablet. Basically, GDPR compliance is
Hmm.
implemented across the entire Hoteza guest journey.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm not seeing new questions come in, but I'm encouraging you to even unmute, turn on your camera, ask if there is anything else that you might be curious about. This is the right opportunity to ask any questions that you might have left after the presentation. I think we are apparently all talked out, and the presentation was nicely done and answered the most critical questions for everyone here. Um, I
Great
will,
questions. Great feedback from you
yeah,
guys.
great
Yeah.
conversation as well.
Yeah.
Um, I think if there is nothing else, I would like to thank you for joining us today for Hoteza Tablet introduction session. We are going to share the recording with everyone, along with a link to book additional meetings if you have additional questions or you are wondering how Hoteza Tablet would fit into your hotel in particular. So that's coming. And once again, thank you, Rob, for your great presentation. Thanks the entire team for making everything happen, and thank you everyone for joining us today.
Well, thank you for you and the whole marketing team for making this great visuals and the whole presentation.
Guys, have a nice day. Hope your Thursday was as good as the beginning, and see you soon.
Okay, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.